Hi, just a quick video today on how to replace the shifter in a 2006 4Runner. This will be my son's 4Runner. He's doing the majority of the replacing. I'm kind of fitting in some information that he left out, provided to me verbally. So this will start with me showing you how to remove the top of the console so you can get down into the area where the shifter is, and then he will continue on with the rest of it.
All right, here's the start of all things. My floppy gear shift. Viagra's not going to fix it, so I guess I have to. But the problem is this. Basically, this track is a plastic plate underneath. There's a pin that follows it, and I've either broken the pin or I've broken through the track, slamming it into fourth. So you can see the gear shift is floppy. It won't stay in one position, basically. It's safe to drive. I can put it into reverse, and it stays there, although it's sloppy. Same with neutral, and then drive. But you can see, like, if I wanted to shift over to fourth gear, which is right next to it, it won't stay there. So if I want fourth, I have to hold it there while I'm driving, which is a pain. Same when I come down to second and low, it won't stay over there. So whatever it is, I've done a number on it, and I've got this new one, well, this new used one, that I'm going to swap out. We'll see how it goes.
I'm going to be taking over from my son for just a second here since he didn't record this portion of it. He has a 2006, I have a 2004, but it's the same console. So you just lift up the center console there and then pull on each side of this. And I've already done it a little bit because I'm trying to take a video of it. And this whole thing just... This is not going to cooperate for me with just one hand. There we go, finally. Anyway, it's all just in there very easily. And then you're going to be taking off those clips on the bottom of this. And then this one, I believe this piece, yeah, this piece also just pops out. And that'll take off this whole anyway, you get the idea. It just, that whole piece just comes on. It's all just snapped in there together. And then the next piece will be just underneath here. And there are a couple of screws, and that, I believe, is all of the area that you need to take off to get access to that shifter. After you remove the top cover off of the console, there will be a number of connectors on the bottom that you need to disconnect. Go ahead and unplug those, and then you can just set the lid for the console off to the side for now.
All right, video two, without too much trouble, thanks to Dad's help with some videos from YouTube on how to disassemble the console and remove it. It was really easy, actually. I think there's 3 or 4 pieces. 3 of them just came out by pulling on them. The last one came out just by undoing some bolts, 6 of them, 1, 2, 3 down here, 4 right here, and then 5 and 6 inside the center console. And that's exposed the shifter cable, which is coming up through, and basically the whole piece that I'm going to replace here. So so far so good. Carry on.
You will need to remove the shifter cable from the shift mechanism. You just need to pull the clip right in at the end of this arrow, lift that clip up, and the cable should be released.
All right, not so terrible again so far. Just a little bit of blood trying to get some of these wire clips, you know, those one-way clips that hold stuff into the walls of plastic. Trying to reverse those is about impossible. So a couple of mishaps with the screwdriver and my fingers, but not too much blood. So the videos I found are missing a couple pieces of exactly the same clips. It's probably because the different features on different cars. But got rid of all that. Was able to remove the shift cable. Okay, that's just on a little pin down inside there. It just sits connected to it. You just pry it off with a screwdriver. And then I pulled a little clip and was able to pull the actual shift cable completely free of the housing. So onward and upward. Going to take 4 bolts out that hold this thing to the ground, and we'll see what it looks like after I'm done. Well, okay, and just like that, just a second ago, I said to take the 4 bolts off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the entire piece has come out successfully. But as everybody knows, I'm always really good at taking things apart, and we'll see about putting it back together. Not too much grime for 17 years of collecting God knows what. But, of course, I'll polish everything up before I put it back. Bah. Okay, next video. I put the new one in. I've got the shifter cable reinstalled. And I'll show you guys the difference here with how it's supposed to operate. Now, of course, the gear shift knob is off, but it's very, very tight now. Got the perfect spring load in there. I put it in reverse. And I got to push this little button to be able to do that. And neutral and down to drive. So now you can see when I'm in drive, if I wanted to shift over to 4th, I have to put some pretty good pressure on it, and you heard it click in and then back to drive. So seems to be working fine now, and back to normal, which feels good. So now back to park, and I'm going to start reassembling. Okie dokie, and everything's all, I think, put back together. Now, of course, I didn't show any reassembling stages because it's getting cold out here in my garage and it's not heated. But basically just do everything in reverse and take a lot of good pictures just in case you forget a couple of wires like I did and have to disassemble and then put things back together. So I got really good at it a couple of times. But seems to be back together. It looks good. All the pieces are good. There's only one casualty, that little plastic piece right there. I got to get a new one. It's still there, but it doesn't clip back down. It's just old and brittle, so one of the pieces fell off. But I did see a couple of those on eBay, so I know I can get one for $1 or $2 plus $20 shipping. Yeah, so I'm going to finish cleaning up and then give it a try. Cross your fingers. Okie dokie. Now, in all fairness, I have cheated already, and I backed out of the garage and kind of ran it through its motions, but it looks good. Everything's functioning. Step on the brake, reverse, clunks right in, nice and tight. Neutral, nice and tight. Down to drive. And then this is what happened last year when I broke it. I was in drive and I downshifted. It was during the winter, and I wanted the engine to run a little hotter because it was like 20 below zero. So I slapped it over into 4th gear like that. And that's all it took to snap that little piece of plastic. Now, I haven't disassembled the other piece, and I don't know if I will, to see exactly what happened, but that's how I broke mine. But this one seems to be back together. All the lights are working. All the power outlets are working. The shifting is really tight. I'm really happy with it. So hopefully it will last until I don't have the car anymore. So success. Thanks, Pop.